Hello, Virgo. So let's see what's going on for you guys today. These are general readings, so take what works and what doesn't work just doesn't work. And always remember, you are the master of your own destiny. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. So, in the basis of what this reading is about, we have the Queen of Swords. In your current energies, you have the Hermit. In your near future, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Your challenge regarding this situation is the Three of Wands reversed, and what is recommended for you is the Tower. Now, so the Queen of Swords to me represents somebody, she's very logical. She's not afraid to cut people out. Like I don't want to say she's no BS, but she's kind of no BS. So I think there's a situation that, I don't know, I kind of wonder if some of you really had to cut someone out. You might have seen something for what it was. It could be someone or something. Sometimes it's even bad habits or, even if you decided like, I don't want to say with work, like there's something you don't like your job and you decided that you have to go, you're going to try to find a different job, or it's time for you to start looking for a different job or something like that. I feel like there's something that you may have decided that you're finished with, and it's time to either change directions or it's just time for a change. And in your energies now, you have the Hermit, so I think you're really doing a lot of soul searching. I think that whatever this is, maybe you were involved in something or dealing with someone that they really, I don't want to say they did a number on you, but you just put up with their crap, or you put up with a situation for far too long. And it sometimes when we know we have to make a change, we have to go through this reflective period, because it's like almost like you have to relearn your value, your self-worth, or even just what are you doing next. So you might be just really looking within and having this pause moment, like an internal pause moment. And for some of you, this could even be representing, like, I don't want to say you broke up with somebody, but you could have cut someone out and now you're just having a minute alone. Like, you just don't want to deal with anybody else's mess or their BS, or you're not really looking. You're just trying to fix yourself, heal yourself, or just figure yourself out. But what's coming in for you is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is about being really focused on aspects of your life that are more practical. So this could be, finances, it could be your work, it could be some kind of hobby, something to do with your house, but something that is more tangible. And you're really focusing on that going forward. And the Eight of Pentacles is a card about kind of having to do something multiple times, analyzing the results, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't work, and trying to perfect it in a way. So I really like it, but it's also to me a card of having patience, because he's not going to become a master overnight with these pentacles. It's going to take time for him, but he has the capability of doing that. So it's also a card of patience. But your challenge during this time is the Three of Wands reversed. Now, for some of you, this could almost be like delays. It could kind of be like playing it too small, like you have so much more if you're hearing any funny noises, it's the dog. He has a pig ear. I'm sorry about that. If you have any more how do I want to word this? The Three of Wands upright is all about kind of expansion, getting out of a comfort zone and really moving beyond what you're currently doing, and actually kind of growing something in a sense and seeing the results of it. But just kind of, to me it's almost like you're expanding outward in a way. But in the reverse, I see this as like you're playing it small. You're kind of almost not wanting to go big or go home in a way. Like you're kind of like almost like fearful, or you're just not sure. And I think that's really going with the Hermit, because sometimes this Hermit, I really like the Hermit. I think it's very healthy for people. But I think the problem with the Hermit is that you could kind of get stuck in this like isolation or this disconnecting with others or this introspection. I think the issue with that is if you start doing it too much or you stay in that zone too much, you almost become the hermit. You become a hermit, you know? But I think that now, whatever this is, I think that you need to watch that you're not like scared to expand or grow something or try something again or do something different outside of a comfort zone. I think you need to watch that. You don't want to stay stuck because then you're going to get stuck. But what's recommended with the tower, it says burn it all down. That's what it's saying. The tower is here to say, you know, the hell with it. Whatever was going on wasn't meant to be. It wasn't built on a solid foundation. It was going to come down eventually, and it just happened here. Because I feel like with the Queen of Swords, but I feel with the Queen of Swords, though, is that you were the one to do this or to start whatever ball rolling of deciding to not either continue with something or someone, or there was some kind of decisive action that you had to do that maybe didn't make everybody happy, because she's not worried about other people's feelings or how they see her. She's very like no BS. Like she does what she knows she needs to do because it's the best for her and it makes the most sense. So, and sometimes you have to have that kind of cold, detached energy to do those things. So, but I think this is saying that it's recommended, and you know, because some of you might even be having like with the Hermit and this Three of Wands reversed, you might be feeling like, did I make the right decision? Maybe the Queen of Swords is a little like outside your energy. Maybe you had to find like, because sometimes we get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then we're like, oh hell no, I'm not going any further. So, and that might not be the type of person you really are. So you had to kind of, you know, dig your heels in the sand for something, and you could be kind of like, am I making the right decision? Was that the best thing I should do? Especially if you're ruffling some of the feathers, you know? Sometimes we have not regrets because we know it's better for us, but almost like regrets or sadness that you even had to be making that decision to begin with. But with the Tower, it's saying, oh yeah, if it's not fully crumbled, it needs to crumble. You just blow it up at that point. Like, take it all down. If it's not coming down 100%, get the sledgehammer out, go to Home Depot, get the sledgehammer. You start working on that yourself because you need to bring it all the way down, especially because this is recommending you to have a Tower moment. If you are kind of pausing the Tower moment or thinking a little small, because you might even, the problem might be is that you know you need to either cut something out larger. Yeah, I know, Jesse. Or you might need to go a little like more further with the Queen of Swords energy, kind of like cutting out more of the BS, because you could have started cutting out some kind of BS or some kind of BS with a situation, but maybe there's more BS you need to cut out, and you might be kind of like stalling on that, playing it small, if that makes sense. Not fully like going all out. The Tower is here to say, oh no. Oh yeah, just burn it all down. The hell with it. Rebuild. Whatever this is, it's a disaster. But with the Eight of Pentacles, I definitely think, because this is recommended for you, I think coming in after you kind of go through this, you will be rebuilding. Because the Eight of Pentacles, he's working. He's trying to figure out how to make something better and perfect it. So I definitely think you have rebuilding energy coming in. But sometimes you need to level something to the foundation, scrap it all, and start anew. So I definitely think that's what's being recommended. So if you started cutting certain things out, you might need to cut more out. But let's see what else we get for the cards for you. So first up, you have Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. And I really feel for some of you, you are kind of a little bit in-between, because anytime you have like this, you know, this Queen of Swords, she's making decisive actions on stuff, and she's not going backwards, because it's not going to be smart for her to decide to do something and then change her mind. She's like, she's not changing her mind. This one is like, oh no. She's like, we're done here. Goodbye. Get the hell out type of energy. But, and with the Tower especially, anytime we have these, Jessie, sweetie, leave the cat alone, honey. I know. You want to play, but I don't know if she wants to play right now. Anyway. So anytime you have these Tower moments, or even because it's recommended, you're going to be an in-between, because whatever this was something in your life that you had the way it was for a very long time. And it could even represent you doing something the same way for a very long time. And now you need to make changes regarding that. And before you actually rebuild or refigure out how you're going to do something, or the way you're going to be, or whatever that represents, you're going to be an in-between. You're leaving one certain situation to kind of be somewhere new, but within that, the new thing isn't fully developed. The old thing is crumbling and crashing and burning, and now you're figuring it out. So this is saying that I think that whatever this is, I really feel like this is for your betterment. I think it's going to help you in the long run, even though currently it might not feel that way, but in the long run you will maybe be happy that this has happened, because I think you're going to get I think there's positivity coming in, but sometimes we have to go through these dark nights to see the sun. And next we have turquoise, prioritize your health. And this is saying that during this, you have to make sure that you are okay, that you're emotionally, mentally, physically taking care of yourself, because you might be kind of dealing with such a mess or whatever. And I even feel like the Hermit, I feel like this is a very good self-care card, but I think even prioritizing your health could also be that you don't want to just be alone. Like if you're having a moment, I know when I have Hermit moments, I kind of just want to be alone. And sometimes that's not always the best, because then I actually enjoy being alone and then I don't want to deal with anybody else. But that's not always the best. You kind of want to connect with others. So prioritizing yourself could be that even if you're having, I don't want to say depression, or if you're having this Hermit moment where you feel like you just want to be alone, maybe there's a friend or something you could go do, get out of the house, go for a walk, go meet your favorite friend down the street or something, and just have a little like time where you're not thinking about this, because a Hermit, he is very, very, very reflective on what's going on, but you might need to just shoot the breeze a little bit and kind of get out of that Hermit mode, because I don't think you don't want to get stuck in the Hermit mode. You don't want to get stuck playing small or being small. Now you have ascending and self-indulgence. So ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union, and self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So I think this is wonderful. With the ascending, I think you're ascending to something better. I think by you kind of deciding to have this Queen of Swords moment, realizing something isn't good for you, it's time to change. It's time to do something completely different, or go about something in a different way. Even with this whole reflection, because this Hermit could represent that you're thinking about why the hell were you even in the situation to begin with, trying to figure that one out. And with the Tower just saying, the hell with it all, you know? I think this is going to help you get to a better place in life. And with self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. And I think that's very important, especially I think that's what's going on with this Hermit, is I think you're going to be focusing on yourself and why were you even in this Queen of Swords moment? You know, why did this situation happen? Why do you need to cut something out? Why do you need to take more like, I don't want to say cold, decisive action, but sometimes, I hate to say it, sometimes we have to think with our brains and not have our hearts involved, and we have to do what we need to do to make things better for ourselves. So I definitely think that's kind of what's going to help you, and even appreciate yourself, because sometimes we can get down on ourselves for certain things, but I think you just need to have like that appreciation, that like almost that, even though this might feel like a mess and like might be a little dramatic at the moment, but appreciate that I think something good will come out of it. And I feel like you're really choosing this Tower moment, and sometimes they're much easier to deal with when you're the one choosing it. So it's not always easy. It could be messy, but at least, you know. Anyway, so next we have true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Love yourself first. Your self-respects make you more romantically attractive, and getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I kind of feel like this getting to know each other, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I kind of feel like that's you getting to know you. I feel like that's really going with this hermit mode, that maybe there were certain things or ways that you were either being treated or you were not happy about, but you were accepting or putting up with because of whatever situation. And I think by you maybe figuring out what is your inner boundaries, what are the things that you're not very happy about, like what was wrong with this Queen of Swords situation that wasn't very good for you. Once you start to understand those things, because everybody's different, some things that are fine for some people are completely not acceptable for others. We're all very different. So, but we need to understand ourselves a little bit more so we understand that what situations do we excel or do we thrive in. It's like we're like plants, you know? Oh, there's so many different plants. But certain plants need certain types of soil. They do better in certain kind of conditions to thrive. You can't put a cactus in a rainforest and expect it to, you know, be a great thing. The cactus is just, oh, no, no, he ain't going to make it. So, and that's the same thing. You can't put a tropical plant that loves water, humidity, and everything in the desert because it's not going to happen. It's not going to be working. But the cactus is happy where he is in the desert, and the tropical plant is happy in his tropical forest or tropical wherever. So we're all different. So you need to kind of really get to know yourself and kind of what is your compass, what makes you happy. And I think that'll help you avoid even being in a situation where you're going to need a tower moment in the future. And it's always good to know yourself too. And attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And I think that's just be in the moment, be present, you know, do something fun. Because I feel like sometimes the Queen of Swords, it's very mental. And same with the Hermit, it's very mental. So you might need to just have some kind of, I don't want to say silliness coming on. You know, you might just have to enjoy something. And you might even have to enjoy the process of changes. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with this. Because then you have to figure it out. You got to think about it. It's annoying. But sometimes within that, you are able to choose different options or whatever. But I think you have to also enjoy your life. Don't get so sucked into this that you're not taking the walk in the park or you're not observing the birds outside your window. Because sometimes it's the little things that we really can take so much enjoyment and they could help you through the day if you're having a little bit of a rough time. I love watching the birds. There's always like some kind of bird drama going on, and I'm here for it, you know? I am here for it. So, and the true love, this is a romance of a lifetime. And I feel like the true love, I think from this, you're going to be almost like a phoenix rising out of the ashes. And I think from this, something much better will come to you, but you needed to go through this to see that what's coming in next is going to make you so much happier. And then love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And this is just, you just need to love yourself. And sometimes you have to love yourself enough to have this Queen of Swords. Like, I'm not putting up with it anymore. And to choose this tower, you know, choosing going to Home Depot and be like, okay, I need like a bulldozer. I don't think they sell bulldozers at Home Depot, but you know what I'm saying. Like, so I'm going to need, like, I'm going to burn all this down, but I'm going to need to get a tarp, you know, make a makeshift tent because that's where I'm going to have to be for a little while because I'm in the in-between. So, yeah. Now, you have full moon. Protect your energy and hold your stars close. So this is saying, I think with the full moon, it sheds light on something, but also at night, you don't see everything as clearly, obviously, if you were to see it during the day. But the full moon, it's still beautiful. And I think it's saying that even though you might feel like you're not really sure exactly how things are going to transpire going forward, I think you have some type of guiding light for you. Even though it's not the sunlight, not everything is fully clear, but there's some type of guidance available to you, or you see a path. You just have to almost trust that you're walking in the right path type of thing. So I think that's good. And with surprise, a disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise. An invitation could bring love to those searching. And I feel like this, whatever you're doing with this Queen of Swords here, whatever you're kind of deciding not to deal with anymore, I think this is the disappointment. I think this is a disappointment for you. I think it's pretty big because this hermit mode, you know, you're going to be thinking about things. You're going to be reflecting. You're going to be figuring out what the hell happened. But I think with you choosing this tower and then having the Eight of Pentacles coming for you in the future, I think there is definitely a pleasant surprise, or like a very positive rebuilding, because every time we rebuild, we take all the lessons of everything we screwed up prior or everything that didn't go well, and we rebuild, and we're much smarter next time. We do things different. Yeah, we're probably going to screw up again. It's the way it is. But at least we'll screw up in different kind of ways. We'll screw up in new ways. And then you have calmness, to calm your mind. Wait, to calm. I was like, what? Calmness, to calm your monkey mind. So yeah, I did see monkey. I was like, wait, what? Monkey? I thought I was reading it wrong. No, I wasn't reading it wrong this time. So calmness, to calm your monkey mind. Do not feed the animal. And this is your crown chakra. And the crown chakra is kind of your head and your brain and everything. So this is just saying that if your mind is going crazy, don't give it caffeine. Don't add to the problems what's going on with your mind. So if you're having a lot of negativity or you're feeling negative, don't add more negativity to the situation mentally. Now we have active pure mantra. Okay, is active per mantra? Yes, there's a cat on the back. Okay, active per mantra. The power of meow. And this is a wonderful, wonderful mantra. And if you really think about it, okay, I'm not trying to like look too closely into things, but okay, so we have the power of meow, and we have me, okay? And then the ow, right? But it's like kind of like you. So I think right now, with this Queen of Swords, kind of you taking decisive action on something and going kind of a little bit within, and even the Tower, like you taking even bigger action on something. I think this is kind of almost like the power of you now, in a sense. That's what I'm getting. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I feel like you're almost like putting yourself first, because cats are super independent as well. And they're very clever. They're very intelligent. They're highly intelligent, and they're very instinctually, they just know what's up. Like, they know what they're doing. So I think you might just have to have that like energy of the cat, the lone cat, that, you're going to figure it out. You're going to be okay. And you're going to find a little like comfy place to sleep. You're going to be okay. So yeah, I love this one. Oh, and he has his little fish. That's so cute. Okay. Now for Bob Ross, you have to have okay, let me read this again. I'm sorry, guys. You have to have dark in order to show the light, just like in life. And this is definitely, sometimes we have these dark phases, but once we go through them, we can create much brighter, lighter days, because through our actions, we'll be able to create that. So and he was talking about this painting on his canvas, but Bob Ross was very deep. He was a very, very deep philosopher. So and a fantastic artist, very patient person, very relaxing to watch. So this is just reminding you that even if you are experiencing a little bit of a dark time right now, when there's darkness, the light follows. And for your little affirmation, we have, today I am special. Today I will realize that I am a unique, one-of-a-kind person. And I think this is beautiful, and I think you are realizing that with the Hermit. I think you are going within, and I think you're realizing that you are amazing, and you should be just treated amazingly, and you deserve to have an amazing life. So this is wonderful. And okay, for your little stress relief and self-care card, we have water. Objective, focusing on your thoughts. Spend some time near water and watch it. Water can have a relaxing, meditative quality and can help us quieten our thoughts and be more mindful. Visit the beach, a river, a lake, or a creek and notice the movement, sound, and flow of the water. Tip, look at Google Maps and you might be surprised to discover bodies of water nearby, which you didn't even know existed. And honestly, this could be even you taking a bath, like a nice hot bath to relax yourself. Like if you don't have any water around you, take a bath. And honestly, even if you have a puddle outside or like a bird bath, it could be like you could watch the birds swim around and wash themselves in the bird bath. Or I love the water, though. I love watching the water. So anyway, okay. Now for the spirit of the dish that will be with you during this time, you have the spirit of the Holy One, which is the spirit of the bagel. Okay, for your dinner and a movie, we have Mexican food and thriller movies. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of at this time, you have Gemini, and this is about communications and thought processes, but I also see them as a little bit of a duality type of sign. I see them as the devil's advocates. I see them as seeing all the different sides to a situation or a problem or anything. And you might have to have that little bit mindset right now, because I feel like with the Queen of Swords, she's very mental and she's willing to kind of entertain all the aspects to make the right, or what she feels is the right or best decision regarding a situation. And you have Tauruses as well, and they're about love, money, and powers of attraction. But I also see them as a very, I don't want to say stubborn, but I think they're not easily moved. Like if they make their minds up with something, that's what their mind's made up, and you're not moving that bull. You are not getting him off that road if he wants to stand there. So you might have to be a little bit firm in your approach, because there might be times where if you are choosing this tarot moment, you're doing what you got to do, that you might have regrets, or you're dealing with other people that are like, oh, why are you doing this to me? You might just need to be firm with what you're doing and stand your ground. So then you have the first house, which represents appearance, ego, interest, and the self. And then you have the eighth house, which represents change, transformation, debts, secrets, and secrets. So you also have the moon, which is about your emotions and habits, and you have Venus, which is about love, money, and powers of attraction, kind of going with that Gemini energy. So you have number 2 here, which is an even number, so that means the special guest that'll be answering your question today, Virgos, will be Mr. Predicto. He'll be out here shortly, so think of those questions. And we have H, S, A, I, L, F, Y, B, R, and 2574. Oh, and you have this flower. So to me, this is saying that, because I always see in my mind this specific flower is one of those that only really has like one bloom. And that plant spent all this time trying to focus its energy onto that one bloom. But during the time the plant was deciding like it's time for me to make this bloom, it probably looked a little weird. It wasn't growing, so its leaves or whatever were not actually creating more foliage, because it's like, okay, I got to spend all my energy now into trying to get this bloom to happen. So it's now not thinking about, okay, I'm going to make another leaf here, I'm going to do this. It's like, okay, I got to get this bloom to work out. So, and during that time, like, it kind of looks a little weird sometimes. Like, you get like a weird stick coming up, and it takes time and everything. But eventually the flower gets its bloom. And if you think that stick is even like delicate too, so it has to overcome all these challenges to even be able to create that bloom. It has to make sure it has enough water, and it has to make sure certain conditions are right, and that the bloom, it wasn't eaten by the deer. So I think this is you at this point, almost like deciding, like, I feel like you're the plant, and you're deciding that, you know what, I need to make sure my conditions are right for me to be able to bloom beautifully in the future. And sometimes, you know, the plant has to make decisions. You know, he has to be like, okay, I can't spend all my energy making more leaves right now. I got to get this bloom. And he's taking a risk on the bloom, because he could spend all that energy on the bloom, and then like you could have like a deer or a rabbit or something just like eat like the stalk or the stem or whatever, or destroy it. So then he would spend all his energy on something that was just never going to happen, or it wasn't the right time for it to happen. But once the plant blooms, it's like so beautiful. So I think I'm getting that for you, that you guys are kind of, I don't want to say rolling the dice, taking a chance, but I think you have a flower in mind, and you're choosing to go after your flower, whatever that flower represents for you. And I think by doing that, you're going to have to make decisions. And I think it's going to take time. Nothing is always easy, and sometimes things take a little longer, and there's always obstacles, but I definitely think it's going to be worth it at the end. So then we have nurture, and this is just saying that you got to nurture your bloom, you got to nurture your flower, and you need to nurture yourself. Okay, now it is time, Virgos. Think of those questions, and here we go. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Virgo's question? Okay, he said definitely yes. I had to kind of get a little rough with him. I had to kind of manhandle him a little bit there. So I was like, is he going to work? Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.